Isang nakakagimbal na balita ang lumabas mula sa mga otoridad matapos nilang ilabas ang mga panghalan ng mga men in uniform na nasangkot sa iligal na operasyon ng droga. Ayon sa ulat ng Philippine National Police, ilang kasapi ng kapulisan at militar ang nasangkot sa isang malaking sindikato na nag-ooperate sa bansa. Ayon sa imbestigasyon, ang mga nasabing tauhan ng gobyerno ay umano'y nagiging protektor ng mga drug syndicates na nagdudulot ng matinding paglaganap ng droga sa iba't ibang panig ng Pilipinas. Mabilis naman ang naging hakbang ng mga otoridad na nagsasabing may mga operasyon silang isinagawa upang masugpo ang ganitong klase ng katiwalian sa hanay ng mga men in uniform. Ayon sa PNP, maraming operasyon na ang isinagawa upang malinis ang kanilang hanay, ngunit may mga insidente ng maling tao na nakapasok sa kanilang mga ranggo. Samantala, ang mga kritiko ng gobyerno ay nananawagan ng mas malalimang imbestigasyon at angkop ng parusa sa mga sangkot sa mga iligal na gawain upang muling maibalik ang tiwala ng publiko sa mga institusyon ng gobyerno. Patuloy ang imbestigasyon ng PNP at iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno upang matukoy ang buong lawak ng sindikato at mga kasabwat na sangkot sa iligal na droga. Mahalaga ang mga susunod na hakbang upang matigil ang malawakang operasyon ng droga at matiyak ang pananagutan ng mga sangkot, lalo na ang mga miyembro ng mga institusyong inaasahang magprotekta sa ating bayan. At yun nga ang balitang ating pagkakatutukan. Ngunit bago ang lahat, siguraduhin mag-subscribe at hit ang notification bell para sa patuloy na pagtutok sa mga silip ng bagong balita sa tunay na boses ng masa.
Tayo na hinaharas ng mga politiko doon sa baba. May mga tao tayo na kung ano-ano na pinagpapail na kaso. Ito, kaso talaga sa korte ha. Harassment cases dahil nga ako mismo. May mga kaso ako noon na harassment cases from politicians because hindi ako nag-give in sa kanilang kagustuhan, sa kanilang pansariling kagustuhan. Hindi ako nag-give in. Kinasuhan ako. Pero, at least ang PNP namin noon ay hindi ako pinutulan ng sweldo. May kaso nga ako pero ako pinutulan ng sweldo. Dahil nakita naman ng PNP leadership na itong tao na ito nagtatrabaho lang. Nasagasaan ang politiko. Ngayon, nagalit ang politiko, rumisbak, kinasuhan. So bakit ko puputulan ng sweldo itong tao na nagtatrabaho? Sa taong matino. You have the discretion being the commander. And your discretion, using your discretion, you should consider always accomplishment of the mission and welfare of your men. Yung pagpuputol yun ng sweldo kay Grijaldo, what mission have you accomplished? Meron kayo mission na na-accomplish doon? Wala. Wala. Yun lang po. Nandito kayo mga pulis, makinig kayo. Nagsusuot kayo ng uniforme na yan. You are wearing that badge. You are wearing that badge. You stand for what is written on that badge. Ipaglaban ninyo yan. Huwag kayong magpaitoy-itoy sa mga politiko. You know what I mean? Huwag tayong magpatuta-tuta sa mga politiko. Yung mga politiko na yan, hindi yan nagtitraining. Kayo, nagtraining kayo. Yung sweat, blood, and tears ay nagsipaglabasan sa inyong katawan dahil sa training na yan. At gaganunin lang kayo. Paglaban ninyo, tauhan ninyo. My God, if I were the Chief PNP at this time, I don't know. Pag ginaganon yung tao ko, I can never sleep soundly at night kapag mayroong injustice na ginagawa sa aking tauhan. More so, the injustice is coming from my own institution itself. Sabi ko kasi magpakamatay ako para sa aking tauhan kapag ginaganyan yung tao ko. Lalong-lalo na kapag ang tao ko ay nagsasabi lang ng katotohanan at pinanindigan kung ano ang tama. DP, You relay my messages to your to the DP, and to your Chief PNP. I-relay nyo yung mensahe ko. Sana naman nakikinig kayo. Hindi ko kayo pwedeng diktahan on what to do because that is already overreach on my part. May sarili kayong chain of command. Sundin niyo. Pero sa akin lang, as may oversight function, nakikita ko talaga sobrang injustice na ginawa niyo kay Grijaldo. Paglaban niyo yung tauhan niyo. Lalong-lalo na classmate mo yun. Sobra. Sobra ang nangyari sa kanya. Eh, anong sabihin ngayon ng ibang mga opisyal ninyo? Ibang mga tauhan ninyo? Ganito pala ngayon. Hindi pala ako kayang dipinsahan ng aking sariling institusyon kapag ako'y lumalaban sa tama at sa katotohanan. Hindi pala ako kayang dipinsahan. Bagkos ako pa'y pinutulan ng sweldo. Ano makakain ng pamilya ko kapag ganun? Makonsensya naman kayo. What happened to Grijaldo may happen to you. O hindi mangyari sa inyo yan. At kapag ganun kayo ka-weak as an institution, I don't know what will happen to the PNP. Lumaban kayo. Labanan ninyo yung tama. Huwag kayong magpa-kuhan dyan. Yes.
Sir, I would like to inform the Honorable Senator that the PNP is apolitical po, sir. With regards to Colonel Grijaldo po, sir, it may po meron mga reasons kung bakit yung sinasabi niyo po, sir, na naputulan siya ng sahod. It may be the resource person, si Colonel Uliciano. Hindi po niya alam yun, sir, Your Honor. So, baka may mga reason naman po, sir.
Alam ko reason, no work, no pay. Yun nga, but what I'm telling you is about the welfare of your men, that you should be liberal enough in implementing your own policies. Tingnan nyo kabutihan ng tao. Because hindi ka forever, Kenneth, Regional Director, may chance rin na mangyari sa iyo yan. At kung pag nangyari sa iyo yan, what will you feel? Yung inostisya. I am not telling you to PNP to be political. We're not talking about politics here. We're talking about the welfare of your people. We're talking about your institution. There's no political behind my statement. What is behind my statement is yung aking pagiging pulis. Kasama niyo ako. Hindi ako outsider ng PNP. And I love the PNP. Hindi. Yung pinanggalingan ng mga pinagsasabi ko, hindi. Dahil nasa kabilang bakod kami ng politics. Wala. At akin dito. Kung ano yung uniforme na sinusuot ninyo at willing kayo na mamatay sa uniforme na yan. Yun ang aking sinasama ng loob, Kenneth. Huwag ka magsabi ng apolitical. This is not all about politics. This is all about the PNP as an institution na you should look out for the welfare of your people. Yun ang kinasama ng loob ko.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, kami nga po ay nagpapasalamat dahil kasama niyo po kasama namin po kayo, sir, as the former Chief PNP. However, ang sinasabi ko po, sir, baka naman itong si Colonel Ulicanio, hindi niya alam yung underlying circumstances kung meron pang dahilan kung bakit po naputulan ng sahod si Colonel Grijaldo. Yun lang po, sir.
When inform us kung ano. Huwag tayong ilatag natin ang braha. Ilatag natin ang braha kung bakit talaga ninyo ginanon yung tao. Tatanungin natin.
Yes, sir.
Did he violate the law? Meron ba siya binayulit na batas? Yung pagka-contempt niya, kasalanan ba niya yun? Kasalanan ba niya? I'm sure all of you were watching the proceedings. Kasalanan niya kung ipagtayo niya yung katotohanan? panindigan niya yung katotohanan? You want to say something?
Yes, sir. Based on our policy, sir, yung allowpay po kasi, sir, once hindi siya makapag-perform, katulad nung nakulong, sir, so he will be issued orders as allowpay, sir. Then, corresponding to that, yung salary niya, sir, talagang puputulin din based on the...
Wala akong question dyan. Alam ko may mga policy na ganyan. What I am telling you about is how you interpret your policies. Maawa naman kayo sa tao ninyo. Yun lang sa akin. Welfare of your men. Yun lang sa akin. Ha? I hope you get me right. I hope. Hindi ko sinasabi na pag walang tapon niyo yung mga policy ninyo dahil ginawa yan, may rason yan. At ang rason yan, I should be clear to you. Bakit dating ginawa yan? Kasi yung mga eskalawag na pulis na patuloy pa rin na nagtatanggap ng sweldo kahit may mga kaso, yan, ginawa natin yan. Pero in the case of Rialdo, dapat sabi ko nga sa inyo, dapat marunong kayo mag-interpret your own policy to your advantage. Kayo, advantage ninyo sa inyo. Huwag naman na ganunin yung tao ninyo. So, yeah, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Sir, we will submit ASAP, sir, yung documents regarding Colonel Grijaldo, sir, to your office. And we will also inform yung office concerned, Your Honor. Thank you po.
Thank you. Salamat. You want to say something, Senator JB? Please, you have the floor, Your Honor.
Good morning, magandang umaga. I'm just here to listen to to tackle the different measures no up for the agenda this morning. Pero siguro pasalamatan ko lang, narinig ko kasi kanina yung na bring up yung issue sa Marilaki. Nagpasalamat lang ako sa HPG, sa PNP, sa Region 4, sa Provincial Director din, sa suporta kahapon no nagkaroon tayo ng Make Marilaki Safe Ride Again. Kasi nga, nabanggit niyo, Mr. Chair, kanina, that Marilaki has become a very notorious place. Dati, enjoy na enjoy tayo dyan. Maganda ang lugar, no? Maganda ang kalye, maganda ang Sierra Madre, maganda ang tanawin, maraming kapihan, maraming restaurant. Kaya lang, medyo dahil sa ilang pasaway ng mga riders, nasisira po ang lugar. No? Ako kasi I'm advocating Philippine Motorcycle Tourism. Papasalamat daw kay Chairman Sen. Bato de la Rosa also for joining us in once in a while sa rides. Sayang po kasi yung hindi lang po yung safety pero yung economic benefits ng Marilaki. It's now the #1 tourist destination of Rizal, no? Napakarami ang nakikinabang diyan, local economy na bubuhay. Kaya lang naapektuhan ko Mr. Chair, ako mga 3 years na akong hindi umaakyat diyan dahil nga nakakatakot, no? Dahil yung isang kasamahan namin na damay, namatay siya, na binangga lang siya ng isang irresponsibleng rider. So, papasalamat ako. Hopefully, yung ating activity kahapon ay will already create an awareness of the need really to enforce discipline sa Marilaki. Napakaganda ng lugar na yan. And it could help immensely in the local economy of Rizal, of Tanay, of Antipolo, through tourism, no? Kaya siguro ano lang doon, Mr. Chen, nabanggit niyo kanina yung enforcement, pero ang alam ko they tried ulit mga ilang taon na, no? Ang HPG naman nagpupunta diyan. Pag nandiyan ang HPG, dumidisiplina naman, no? Kaya lang siguro mas, Mr. Chen, I don't know, you're a former PNP chief, you should know na siguro gawin regular na, dapat magkaroon na ng stasyon siguro dyan, substation, para maging mabantayan na, especially mga areas na kung saan sila nagde-devil, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Your Honor, the Regional Director of PRO 4A, General Lucas, committed for the permanent placement of his people there para mabantayan 24/7 yung highway. That is his commitment, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you. Papasalamat ako sa Regional Director, sa PD, sa HPG head at sa LTO nandun din kahapon. So dapat hindi lang naman sila ang in-government agency, hindi lang local government, Mr. Chair. Siguro yung riding community din dapat maging responsable, no? Na sa kanila pong hindi lang siguro Marilaki, it goes with other places as well, no? Na dapat siguro yung iba matuto na pag dumadaan tayo sa mga lugar, respetuhin natin yung mga tao, mga nakatira sa lugar na yon. Yun lang, Mr. Chair. So, thank you.
Thank you. And in line with that, Your Honor, Senator JB, na-discuss ko din sa kanila yung enforcement natin dyan sa area should not discourage the leisure riders from availing of the beauty of Marilaki. Baka mamaya hindi na sila babiyahe dyan dahil masyado na stricto, di ba? Stricto in the sense na maiwasan ang disgrasya pero still dapat friendly pa rin sila sa mga motorista. Yun lang, Senator JB. Thank you. Commissioner Kalinisan.
Magandang umaga po, Your Honor.
Thank you for coming. So we proceed to the bills under consideration. Number 1 is Katutubong Tagapagtanggol Act of 2022 by Senator Loren Legarda and Senator Francis Tolentino. This is all about the 1987 Constitution mandating the promotion and protection of indigenous cultural communities or indigenous people, IPs, within the framework of national unity and development. Despite this mandate, ICCs or IPs face exclusion and discrimination in recruitment programs of the Philippine Military Academy and Philippine National Police Academy due to cultural differences. To uphold human dignity and reduce cultural inequities, the bill proposes a proportionate recruitment share for ICCs or IPs in PMA and PNPA, ensuring equal access to opportunities in national service. Yung proportional recruitment share is the bill mandates that at least 10% of new cadets admitted to PMA and PNPA must belong to indigenous cultural communities and the IPs. Anybody want to comment? How about General Berong, the PNPA director?
Sir, with respect to that bill, we have no position on that. We fully support that bill, sir. If I may give some statistics, currently we have 1,085 cadets, sir. And of that number, 272 cadets belong to the indigenous cultural communities. That already represents 18.61%. So pasok na pasok siya rin 10%. 18.61, yes sir.
Distributed to different
Classes, sir. First class, second class, third class, fourth class.
yung cultural groupings naman.
Yes, sir.
Iba-iba.
Opo, sir. Opo.
Merong
IP na, sir, yun. IP,
IP.
sir, 18.61%.
very good. So kayang-kaya pala yung 10%.
Kaya, sir, rin 10%.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Naalala ko
Senator
lang,
Jimmy.
di ba medyo minsan sa mga regions kasi, yung pumapasok ng PNP, halimbawa, mga taga-region to, marami dyan Cordillera, no? Mga IPs. Naalala ko kasi, Mr. Chair, during the height of the Sub-44 issue, marami doon sa mga na biktima, mga taga-region 2. Tama ba ako, no? So, doon ba so aside from Cordillera, ano pa yung mga areas na, ano pa yung mga IPs at anong areas yung pumapasok? Alam ko sa region 2, marami talagang pumasok ng PNP, no? I mean, ako lang tama, pero ano pa yung ibang areas na pumapasok ka, karamihan, meron ba tayong data nun?
All over the Philippines naman, sir, meron tayo sa region na Mimaropa, in Mindanao. So, marami, sir, buong Pilipinas.
So okay, wala palang problema itong 10% sa inyo. How about NCIP? May NCIP tayo dito? Ma'am, may tanong ko sa inyo. Sandali, before I go to NCIP, PMA, what's your current percentage ng IP?
Sir, good morning. Right now, sir, we can give you the data, sir. Pero right now, sir, we have a percentage. Right now, for the whole AFP, it's 3.97%, sir. As of now, across the different services, kasama din yung technical and administrative core namin. But we have a policy, sir, currently 5% ang i-allocate namin. That was triggered by yung IPRA law natin, sir. So starting 2013, we've been following that percentage in the recruitment of our, yes, sir. And there were times na sobra din yung ano, sir. Because like PMA, it's really open, sir, regardless from what region you come from, as long as you meet the requirements.
Okay, thank you. But the bill specifically states PMA and PNPA.
Yes, sir.
May data kayo sa PMA?
We'll get the exact data, sir. But for the 10%, sir, because this will affect the previous policy namin, which is 5%, it's subject for study, sir, by the armed forces. So we'll appropriately give our inputs on this 10%, sir.
Okay, please give your inputs pagkatapos ito, ha? Pag-aralan ninyo. About NCIP, ma'am, are there provisions in the bill that align with the Indigenous Peoples' Right Act or RA 8371 to ensure consistency in protecting the rights of ICCs/IPs? Do we have enough qualified ICCs, IPs to apply with the PMA and PNPA? Or do you have proposals on how we can boost the recruitment of PMA and PNPA in our ICCs, IPs? You can react, ma'am. Go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, and the honorable members of the committee and everyone po. For the NCIP, Your Honors, we are in full support of the proposed legislation, specifically Senate Bill numbers 1249 and 1586. The Commission deeply appreciates inviting the NCIP in this hearing and giving us the opportunity to express our support in the proposed measures seeking to establish at least 10% admission rate for members of the ICC's IPs in PNPA and PMA. These measures will give equal opportunity for members of ICC's IPs to be admitted to and render services to the country as members of the PNPA and PMA. Your Honors, upon perusal of the Senate bills, we view that the proposed measures are aligned with the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act, and we recommend that the two bills be consolidated, Your Honors, and that we also be made part of the TWG or a committee if there should be any to be created for the drafting also of the implementing rules and regulations of the proposed measure should these bills be promulgated, Your Honors. This is to ensure that in the crafting of the IRR that the qualifications and disqualifications as well as other requirements with respect to our ICC's IPs be duly ensured and that their rights are protected, Your Honors. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that input. Maraming salamat. So mukhang wala tayong problema dyan, no? Walang opposition. Any opposing positions patungkol dito? Mukhang wala, no? So let's proceed to Magna Carta of the PNP. Akala ko nag-alisa na kayo. Isa lang yung nagpaalam, ha? Tapos lahat kayo nag-alisa na, ha? Isa lang nagpaalam. Sige. Dalawa pala, dalawa. Magna Carta of the PNP. DILG, PNP, NAPOLCOM. The proposed bill basically proposed to amend or repeal the provisions of RA 6975 relative to the PNP and RA 8551. May we know your position on this proposed measure? Do you think it is time for the PNP to have their own Magna Carta? Can we hear from Napolcom?
We will submit a position paper here, Your Honor. However, we are supportive of revisiting 6975 and 8551. Masyado na kung luma yung batas na yan, Chief. I think you're more than aware, sir, being the former Chief PNP. Marami na kung kailangan na reforms dyan. Making it more civilian in nature, making it more specialized. Kailangan na ho talaga nating silipin yung ibang kaparaanan para ma-address din ho natin, especially yung aspetong lumalaki ho yung population ng Pilipinas, and of course the PNP has to catch up, and yung pong mga different offices within the PNP must be able to cope up with the current changes in our population, Your Honor.
Tama. Very good. Thank you for that input. Tinry na nga natin itong i-amend pero nabito lang. Nabito lang yung ating...
Yun na nga po, medyo, kaya we're thankful also that we are discussing it because alam na ho nating Chief na, Your Honor, na kailangan talaga natin ng reforms in the Philippine National Police. And the National Police Commission is one with the Chief PNP, one with the police force, and one with the Senate in coming up with new legislation to address the needs of the Philippine National Police.
Thank you. How about PNP? Gusto nyo, okay lang? Gusto nyo magkaroon ng Magna Carta?
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir. Actually, sir, we are amenable with the provisions of this Senate Bill 912, sir. But for this meeting, sir, I have only one suggestion, sir.
Okay.
For Section 7, sir, key positions. So I noticed, sir, that the rank of the Deputy Chief of the PNP for Operations is Police Major General in this provision, sir.
Mali ata yan.
While the rank of the chief of the staff of the PNP is Police Lieutenant General, who is the fourth in command of the PNP.
Mabuti, tinignan mo.
Yes, sir.
Oh, take note, Comsec. Take note. Thank you for that input.
For further input, sir, we will submit to the committee our inputs through the Legislative Affairs Center of the Directorate for Plans, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Salamat. Maraming salamat. So, any more for Magna Carta of the PNP? Any input? JLG, how about, you're raising your hand, ma'am. You're from...
Good morning, Your Honors.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm from NCIP po.
NCIP, yeah, go ahead.
Yes po. We fully support House Bill Senate Bill number 912, but we would like to suggest that the gender sensitivity training be made as gender culture sensitivity training, to include the training on IPRA or orientation on IPRA, so that the IPs can connect with the community. The AFP can connect with the community. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you submit that position of yours to the committee?
Yes.
Para ma-take note natin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, go ahead. Attorney Noel Bustonera from Napolcom. Go ahead, sir. You have the floor.
Mr. Chair, pending submission of the formal position paper of the Napolcom, we would just like to manifest our position to have a provision pertaining to the PNPA cadets. Basically, as it is worded right now,
Magandang balita ang hatid namin sa inyo ngayong araw. Sa pagtatapos ng aming balitaan, nagbigay kami ng mga mahalagang impormasyon. Maraming salamat sa pagtutok at pagsuporta sa aming programa. Huwag kalimutang manatili sa mga susunod na araw para sa mga bagong balita at mga kwento na dapat nating abangan. Mula sa Boses ng Masa, magandang araw, Pilipinas!